Building custom controls for use with the expression portion of the graphics system is really easy to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to our dashboard interface, and we're going to start building some custom controls to control our expression graphics system. To begin with, we can build the simple commands into the custom controls so we don't have to use the menu system and just build our simple button presses. The beginning is pretty easy. We can just go to a device and select Rostock, and right away we can see all of the commands that we're able to send to the graphics system, beginning with the up command. So go ahead and insert that. And simply put, this will send the up command to move the sequencer in the up direction. This won't take anything to air, so with that complete, name it up. For control 2, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change that to down. And we're picking our expression device, and we're so down. The next big thing is understanding what we want to do with a take. When we look at what our options are, there is take next, and then there is take with 3 arguments. So it's pretty simple that a take, you're specifically just sending the take command to that line item. Take will take where the sequencer is currently located, while take next will advance it. So for now, we're going to build all these commands so we can see and pick and choose which ones we want to have. So let's go ahead and insert that. So we have the take command. We'll come to the next line. We'll select take next, insert that, and normally we just call it next. So we have remainders like take with 3 arguments. Take with 3 arguments is so that you can specify a specific take ID to a specific channel and to a specific layer. Now, this can be used in a more advanced environment for things like calling a dedicated animated wipe to a higher layer. For now, let's say we wanted to make sure that the bug came on. Look at the GUI. And here we can see in our GUI that we've got 2050, and it goes to layer 99 buffer 1. Well, we're going to change it so that we can understand how this works. We would want a take ID of 2050 to match the take ID number. It's going to be channel 1 because that's the only channel we have. And our layer, we're going to make it layer 80. So we're going to insert that, and we're going to go ahead and say bug. A couple of the other controls that we can look at is the take offline command. The take offline command, though, requires a very specific take ID. So this would be something specific to wanting to take something offline. We could clear an individual channel, pick the channel, and you can even clear a layer. So pick the channel and the layer that you want to clear. We can resume a channel. We can do individual layers per channel for a resume if we want. Layer off would be to be able to tell a specific layer to go offline. So no longer a specific graphic, but a specific channel and layer that we would want to tell to take offline. There is the Q command. With the Q command, and these are the basic transports, we want to create and add this one as well. So we're going to go ahead and insert the Q command. And we're going to rename him Q. Next up, Q with a take ID, but Q that take ID to a specific channel. Q with 3 would be channel and layer, so 3 arguments. There is a read command. The read command is going to send a take ID and the layer that you want it to go to. But this will also move the focus bar. This is also known as the seek I command. But essentially, this will move our bar to a specific item and then take it online, as opposed to just taking a take ID online, without moving our focus bar. Focus will move the bar to a specific location. And for that example, for now, we'll use 5,000. And we'll insert that. And we'll call this focus 5,000, just so we'll see what takes place. We have the swap, which will send the swap command. We're going to put the swap command into custom control 9. The swap to command allows you to send the swap command to a specific channel and layer, so that if you have multiple items in the queued state, you could swap only specific items. Insert channel 1 layer 0, and we'll call that swap 0, and then we'll build one for layer 10 to see how that functions. You can fire a virtual GPI, and those GPI numbers then can get mapped to keyboard shortcuts, ACC command. This is actually for sending to other graphites or switchers so that you can actually trigger them to run a custom control for linking multiple switchers together for running cascaded events. Let's go ahead and jump to the shop box. When we have this interface, as you can see, when we click on the down button, it advances our graphic down. So here, when we're on a graphic, if we select the take button, it will take that and it'll put it online. But it didn't advance the buffer. It stayed where it was. So we go ahead and hit the take button, and it doesn't advance. If we use the next command, it would have taken and then moved the bar down one. So this would have triggered the event to take it online. Now that it's online, we could use a resume command, which would resume it, or we could manually move back up to it and hit the next command, and it will advance and the bar will move. The bug custom control uses take command. By pressing that, it automatically triggered that event online, and as you saw, it changed the layer that was in the system to 80. If we go ahead and clear that layer, so just clear out the channel, if we change this user interface setting of layer 80, let's set it to 50 even. Well, when we go back and we run that bug again, forces it back to the location that we wanted set for it. Now, if we use the queue command, queue up an item, you'll see it goes into a queued state. What we want is to be able to have two items queued up simultaneously. When we go and we change to our other source and we bring him on air, we could send the swap command, which would automatically swap them from preview to program. So from that queued state to putting them on air. If we move the sequencer and we queue this item up, so this item, because it's layer 10, it's going to have to switch with the other graphic. So when we go ahead and we hit the swap, the other one leaves and we get the swap in for this element. If we had multiple graphics that needed to be queued up in advance, so if we move down and we queue up that element, we go ahead and we move down to another graphic that's a full page that wants to use layer 0, what we would be able to do is swap only a specific one that's queued up. So right now, we could just swap the layer 10. So you have that flexibility to pick which elements swap and which elements don't. When we go and we look at now being able to take them offline, we would be able to send the take offline to a specific item, or we could build a take offline that focuses on a specific layer or graphic. Let's go ahead. So we'll add in a layer off, and we'll do layer 0, insert, And quickly we can do a copy, bank 1, copy that location, layer off 10, and replace that item. So now that one will do layer off 10. So as we can see, we've got a full page on layer 0 in this pie chart, and we have a upper flag lower third on layer 10. So with those elements on, if I wanted just to remove the page, I could send layer off 0, and now out goes the page. I could send layer off 10, and out goes the lower third. If we take this a little bit further, and we go back to our bug custom control, this is going to call on a specific take ID. We could have also inserted an event, insert a pause. We'll send a pause of 5 frames for the take to take place. Insert that. And then what we could do is we can use the key active and set, in this case, our ME2. We're going to transition the keyer 1, and we're going to transition the keyer on to make sure it transitions on if it was not on air. Now, we probably could have taken it one step further, and we would have made sure that our bus source for ME2, key 1, was set to our CG1. So this will make sure that CG1 is set, and we can even go and perform the key type if we wanted to. So we go into our switcher, go into our keyer, go into our key type, and we make sure that ME2 key 1 is set to auto select as well. Now this event should probably take place after we've set the keyer to an auto select. So let's go ahead and double click on it. So we select it. Select down below, we're going to insert it here. So now we can come back up and we can go ahead and delete that event. And that was a way to quickly move an event around in the order of the custom control as well. Now that we've got our list of events and we've made this a little bit more complex, let's go ahead and look at what this does for us. It's the keyer auto select first, the keyer bus select, send the command to bring on the bug, pause for 5 frames, and then we transition on the keyer. Here in our expression, we're going to take it offline. So now there's nothing there. We're also going to, on our panel, we want to make sure that we remove the key from air. So now when we send the bug command, it's going to initiate the effect and bring the key on air. Now, if the key was already on air, so we'll go ahead and have that removed. If the key is on air as it is now and you run that, the same result takes place because that command inside of the custom control, that command, when we open it up, this says transition the key on. So if the keyer was already on air, it would stay on air. If the keyer was off air, it brings it on. And so that's why the functionality works whether the keyer is on and off. Now, if the source was different in the keyer, so if we cut the key off and key 1, we'll go ahead and we'll change the source completely. So now when we run that custom control, the behavior takes place exactly how we expected, which was it simply changed the type from chroma key to auto key. It assigned the CG correctly so that the fill in the alpha will assign and the correct shape settings. And then it dissolves it on air. And you'll notice what also took place is the fact that the expression had, since it was on air, it left it on air. It didn't bring it back online or re-trigger it. So again, the behavior that was expected, that the key was off air and then goes on air, is maintained. As we tie in some of the clip functionality where we're using playlists. So with the media protocol, we'd be able to cue and play just about anything that we want. You're also able to leverage some of the playlisting functionality using the sequencer as well. So here, when we press that focus command, hit that, and you'll see that the focus has advanced so that it's on that item and it's ready to go. So if we then were to hit the take command or the cue command, so now it has queued and is ready in the frame buffer. If there's any other questions you have about how to work with custom controls, feel free to send those to switchers@rossvideo.com, and we'll be happy to get back to you as soon as we can. As always, thanks again for watching and have a great day.